Dr. Stanley Maphosa is available to perhaps weigh in on this discussion on the ongoing matter. And on that note, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC, Dr. Stanley.
Thank you very much, Lizelle. Thank you, sir, for the listeners and the viewers of SAS FM. Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. I think we're having some pertinent conversations that affect the nation at large. And for context sake, for those who are not privy to, the outlines of the BELA Bill, perhaps you could talk to it for us, its propositions, and at this point, why the concern, given the title of your article?
Yes, thank you very much, Lizelle. The BELA Bill is trying to address some of the old acts in education in particular that have missed the time, because times have been changing, like the South African Schools Act and other laws. That's why it's called the BELA. BELA standing for Basic Education Laws Amendment. So it's a number of amendments. So of concern, and the one that I wrote this opinion piece around, is the issue of bullying, where it's being addressed as a proposed regulation to say that children between the ages of 10 and 18 are now allowed to go, according to the bill. If the bill passes and the act becomes an act, they will be allowed, these children, to go and get a protection order for those that bully them without the consent of their parents. And those that will be found to be responsible for bullying others will therefore begin to face the mighty law, because they have bullied other children. So it's those that have been bullied and those that are bullying others that are affected by this particular proposition of the law. And for me, there are some gaps that are very critical there, but there are also some wins that we need to be celebrating based on that.
Let's get into that, because in your article, you speak about how the education system has to navigate the due responsibility of rehabilitation, but also not impeding the right to education. And so you also question the reference point of this bill, because you question whether the onus of reporting bullies should rest on children. Talk to us about that. Also, the consequences of the bill in its current form, the broader societal implications that it also has.
First of all, I would like to register the fact that as the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, we would like to see bullying come to an end, because we have been advocating for a long time. We have run a project called SABC, which stands for Sexual Violence in Schools in South Africa, which gave us a report in 2017 that about 42% of the children are being bullied in this country. It's almost 50%, it's close to 50%. If it was in 2017, now it's in 2022. 2023, I think the numbers have gone high, and we have seen in the reports how bullying affects children. But as you have already said, Lizelle, the issue is the children that are below the age of 18. They are not able to go and report this issue in the police and get a protection order. And therefore, from where I am standing, it is the duty of parents and the teachers to be able to report this matter. And secondly, the issue that says the children should not get consent from parents is troublesome, because there is a difference between responsibility, accountability, consulting, and informing the parents. And if the children will just go and willy-nilly report without the parents knowing, what is the effect of that in the community where the children are staying? And what is the effect of bullying around other children coming in, and the school becoming a gang violence space? Yes. Without order and without accountability, monitoring, evaluation, and ensuring that the school becomes a learning place, not a battle place. And as we said earlier, how do we then align the right of the bullying child versus the right of the one that is being bullied in terms of accessing school.
Well, it also,
because the protection order would say, yeah.
No, because it also speaks to the breakdown of society and the values and norms that are founded in society to date. And I wonder if you could also speak to that. Perhaps also the breakdown of the family unit. It's a nuanced, layered conversation that obviously has to factor in a lot of more issues rather than the bully itself or where the onus of who has to report this rests on.
Definitely, because as I said, as the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, we would like to empower the family, and our work with implementing partners on the ground is empowering the family so that the family knows how to address their child who's a bully, and those that have got the children that are bullied also know how to handle and report this issue. So it's a societal issue, and there are many other players in place. The teacher is a critical player, the school governing board is a critical player, the police themselves are critical players. And for example, if all the children, maybe half the children in class, the 42% that I mentioned, go and report, are the police ready to receive the reports? Are the magistrates ready to prepare the protection orders? And what we are saying here is that while the bill is very well intentioned and we support it, the implementing part of it, the alignment with the Constitution and other bills that are already there, is something that government needs to work with, including the society itself.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have to keep asking the questions, perhaps as more come to the fore. For now, we'll leave the conversation there. Thank you for your opinion at this point, for weighing in on that matter. Dr. Stanley Maphosa is the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund's Chief Programs Officer, just offering his sentiments about the proposed Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill, or BELA Bill. You know, the strides that have been taken, the necessary strides that have been taken, but also, you know, some of the concerns at this point by looking at some of the factors that influence it at large. Thank you to him for his time with us here on the SABC.